Now, at 90 minutes to 7, it was billed as the game of the decade and drew hundreds of fans to London's Leicester Square late last night for an event which looked rather like a film premiere.
The long-awaited video game Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is expected to sell millions of copies over the next few weeks. What's all the fuss about? Our technology reporter Daniel Emery is here with a copy. So tell us, Daniel, good morning.
Hello. Well, this is what all the fuss was about. It was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It's a game that's, as a series, been running since 2003, but mutated, if you were, into sort of a Modern Warfare game about 2 years ago. It just had that X factor that caught gamers completely by surprise, and they just loved it. It had a very gripping plot. You know, you as one of the heroes died in a nuclear explosion halfway through, and so the SAS hero was the guy that saw the mission through to the end. It had a sort of major multiplayer aspect. That's when players go online and play each other, frag each other, as the jargon is. And it just hit the spot, and people loved it. So last night we had the premiere of the new game. They billed it as a premiere because the amount of money these films make. I mean, this one alone, they stand to make £500 million in gross revenue, selling estimated at least 10 million copies worldwide.
OK, we'll have a look.
Gritty, visceral. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a shoot-'em-up game set in the near future that casts the player as a soldier of the Western world engaged in a life-or-death struggle against Russian ultra-nationalists and Middle Eastern terrorists.
But the beast will eventually come for you.
Last night, the publisher staged a premiere-style event in Leicester Square and pulled out all the stops for what is a multi-million-pound release. Earlier versions have been hugely popular, and with thousands of people queuing up in shops across the country ahead of the midnight launch, experts say that the title is shaping up to be one of the most popular video games of all time.
It's about the expectation, the commercial expectation about this particular title. You know, we're expecting it to sell over 10 million in the run-up to Christmas on a global basis. You know, it's the biggest launch of the year, really.
The build-up has been going on for some time, but not without controversy. Last week, some graphic scenes of violence from an airport massacre in the game leaked onto the internet seem to have chosen not to broadcast, prompting questions in Parliament about the content of video games. Actor Bill Murray, who voiced one of the characters in the game, said politicians had bigger issues to deal with.
It's a film. Why don't the government talk about other things in Parliament and save our country and get our country together, as opposed to worrying about damn games?
But the controversy has done little to dampen the game's appeal to consumers.
My brother's gone to pick it up at midnight and he's actually booked a week off work to play it.
It's really addictive. After every game you just carry on playing and you just lose track of time and it's just endless fun.
It's an amazing game. I can't wait for this to come out at all. I really love it. I love it too much.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So, as you were saying, a lot of excitement about the game, a lot of controversy as well. It does have an 18 certificate, though, doesn't it?
It does have an 18. I mean, the controversy revolves around the level 3, which is basically you have to go in and participate in a massacre of civilians in an airport. And it's an integral part of the plot. And while other games let you do that, this one, you're there. You either pull the trigger on the people or at least you stand by and let it happen. Now, the developers say it's an 18-rated game, which is a fair point, and it's true. But whereas with films that are 18, you know, there's a man in the box office that looks at you and says, well, Sonny, you can't come in. With video games, well, A, you can buy them online, and many online retailers aren't as thorough with checking ages as they should be. And, of course, even if they can't get it that way, they can download it from the internet through piracy. So it is a lot easier for people to get hold of games, and the risk and the worry is and the concern is that actually people under 18 can get their hands on the game and play this and see this.
OK. Thanks very much, Daniel, for coming in.
Coming up to 7:15.